save the party?
You know, it's just so hard to keep abreast of all of Ted Cruz's outrages. He's been on the job for 6 weeks, and he's already sort of rivaling Joe McCarthy. I mean, you know, in fairness to Karl Rove, he is telling the Republicans what they need to hear, and I suspect that Republican leaders would like to do it. The problem is, as you can see from a guy like Ted Cruz, and there are several other like him, there's just no way to control him. He has this swollen sense of his own importance, and he's made, look, I mean, he's infuriating the Democrats, but even members of his own party are starting to get sore about this, and they realize there's absolutely nothing they can do to control him and several others like it, and they are becoming the face of the party.
But Angela, some members of his own party may be getting annoyed, but Marco Rubio is praising him as a superstar. And it's not just partisan things, Angela. Look at Ted Cruz's resume. He believes Sharia law is replacing American law. He believes Medicaid is unconstitutional. He proposed state nullification of the Affordable Care Act. He even thinks there's a United Nations conspiracy to abolish golf courses.
Well, Rev, I think that, sorry, I'm laughing. I'm not even, doesn't pass the laugh test. But at the end of the day, I think we have to look at the commonality that Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio have, and that is they are both power thirsty, some more literally than others, but it really is a problem at this point. You know, they say that they're elected to come to Washington to create change, but at some point you have to evaluate the types of change that you're implementing. The types of change that you're implementing is causing stalemates, preventing laws that make good sense from being enacted and signed by the president. That is a huge, huge problem. At some point you have to say, we're going backwards, or Rev, as you know, they say in the church, we are backsliding.
Yeah, they do say that. Dana, let me ask you your response to this. Politico has reported that at the GOP's secret meetings, here are some of the rules they reportedly agreed on. Rule 1, stop talking like the world is going to end. No more doom and gloom. Rule 2, stop repealing regulations no one ever heard of. Package all cuts together. And 3, sand down the party's rough edges. Be nicer.
Well, Reverend, if you sand down all these rough edges, there'd be nothing left of the thing. That's the problem they're talking about. I think you, in the same article, I've heard some of this as well, some of members are beginning to say what you and I and others have been talking about for months now, and that is, it's not just about the packaging, it's not just about the messaging. There is a fundamental problem in what the policies are that are being delivered here, and there's no way to dress this up if that's going to be the policy. So you can stop talking about the world ending, but if your budget's still cutting the United States government by 40% or so over the next 10 years, well, you're creating a pretty apocalyptic scene right there. So there's a beginning to come to grasp with the notion that some policies need to change, and then there's Ted Cruz and the like.
Angela, it's not only Ted Cruz and the extremists seem to keep coming. I'm here in Atlanta. Right here, Congressman Paul Brown, who's running for the Senate in Georgia, he sent out Wednesday a fundraising letter with this quote: I was the first member of Congress to call him a socialist who embraces Marxist-Leninist policies like government control of health care and redistribution of wealth. This Obama bashing and extreme distortion of the president is still being used by some Republicans in statewide office who are already members of Congress.
There are conspiracy theories that they put out that are worse than what you see on the cover of National Enquirer. And at some point, you just have to say, you know, enough with the distraction. We have a lot to deal with within our own grand old party. And at some point, we have to deal with what's immediately before us. They have reasons why they can't support immigration reform, reasons why they can't support gun control, reasons why they can't implement the Buffett rule. I mean, you continue to go on. And now, from the President's State of the Union address, reasons why they can't support a minimum wage increase. Like, it's not about the president's, you know, any type of conspiracy theory they can come up with. This is really about the fact that they are so off base and off, not just off message, totally off and out of connection with the American people and what really makes sense. There are some really basic things that we can do to get the country on track, and they're just not trying to do it. Anything but to do the right thing.
Now, Dana, help me with this. They want to rebrand not only the party, but the right wing and conservatives. They wanted to redo things. At Fox, they announced they were letting Sarah Palin go. They were letting Dick Morris go. So we began saying, oh, they're getting ready to reshape and deal with some of the rougher edges of the right wing. And then all of a sudden, here's a great announcement. Da-da-da-da. They are bringing on Mr. 999. Herman Cain is now at Fox. Explain to me how going from Palin and Morris to Cain is a redo where you are as a extreme right party.
Well, they just wanted to sand down the old rough edges, Reverend. That doesn't mean they don't want to install a couple of new ones. Look, the exciting bomb throwers are what generates ratings for Fox News, and that's what they're going to continue to do. And you can't touch people like Ted Cruz because they're not elected by all of America. They're elected by conservative Republicans in Texas.
Angela Rye, Dana Milbank, thanks for your time. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Rev.
Thanks, Reverend.
Ahead.